How do we define true greatness in Japanese baseball? Is it the immediate blinding brilliance of a prime Matsuzaka, dominating the scene with electric 150-kilometer-per-hour fastballs and a World Series swagger? Or is it the grinding, quiet persistence of a man who takes the mound 25 times a year, year after punishing year, stabilizing the rotation of 4 different franchises while the rest of his generation fades into the obscurity of injury reports?
We worship the flash, but what happens when a career is built not on fireworks, but on the silent, unglamorous mastery of endurance? Welcome to 606 Prime News, where we dissect the quiet legends and the loud disappointments of NPB. Today, we open the S-rank contract box, not for the superstar everyone chases, but for the man who defines the grinding soul of the sport, the ultimate waku-waku shinai-san, the dependable workhorse whose mere presence in the lottery draw inspires not excitement, but a weary nod of respect.
This pitcher, moving from the Lions to the Marines, then the Golden Eagles, and finally anchoring the Dragons, embodies the paradox of NPB consistency. When the anonymous baseball forum posts debate his legacy, the sentiment is clear. He's reliable, certainly, but S-rank? It's hardly exciting. They point to the missing milestone. Everyone wants 200 wins, that hallowed Mekyukai benchmark that defines generational dominance. At 168 career wins and closing in on 40, 200 looks agonizingly distant, maybe impossible. As analyst Koji Tanaka recently stated, he's a 1.25 WHIP guy, career average. He doesn't overpower, he outthinks. The problem is, transcendence requires that moment where the stadium goes silent because the pitcher is simply untouchable. He never had that defining, untouchable season. He just had 15 years of very good.
That is the narrow, flawed perspective of those who judge performance solely by statistical spikes. They crave the narrative of the supernova, the one-in-a-million talent whose peak overshadows all else. But that viewpoint fundamentally misunderstands the brutal calculus of a long NPB career, particularly for a starting pitcher. Forget the 200-win target. That goal, set in a less demanding era of lower pitch counts and fewer specialized relievers, is practically an artifact now.
The real discussion should shift, as many commentators have suggested, to making 150 wins the new Mekyukai standard, acknowledging the physical toll of the modern game. This brings us to the core argument, the emotional and physical climax of his career, his body. The anonymous internet thread rightly points out, Seibu-era pitchers were notorious for being subjected to ridiculous pitch counts. He survived that 8-inning grind religiously, and yet he keeps pitching.
Indeed, the man has been to the surgeon's table multiple times. He didn't just have one surgery, he underwent a major ligament repair in his elbow in 2015, and then followed it up 3 years later with a significant shoulder procedure, a combination that historically carries a failure rate of 95% for high-level starters returning to form.
Yet here he is, still throwing, still taking the ball every 6th day for the Dragons, even if his fastball now sits at a mature 142 kph instead of the younger 148 kph. Veteran pitching coach Kenji Hirata, who worked with him during his latte stint, captured the essence of his tenacity. People talk about durability as if it's a passive trait, like a strong engine block. It's not. It's a choice. It's the will to withstand pain.
I saw him throw 140 pitches on a badly bruised foot just because the bullpen was shot. He knew he didn't bring the waku-waku, the glamour, but he brought the certainty. That certainty, pitching 180-plus innings for a decade, that saved 4 different GMs' headaches and kept 4 different clubs competitive during tough rebuilding years. And this is the true plot twist of his legacy. His value wasn't in the peak, but in the floor. He guaranteed stability.
When you draw his S-rank contract, you aren't drawing the lottery ticket that might win you the World Series single-handedly. You are drawing the foundational brick that prevents your house from collapsing. Think about the comparative data. There are only 4 pitchers in NPB history who have transitioned through 4 different Central League teams and maintained an ERA under 3.50 over 2,000 innings. He is one of them.
He wasn't chasing glory. He was chasing competence in the face of physical collapse.
That relentless pursuit of 170 wins is not about ego. It's about validating a lifetime spent defying medical science. He needed to prove that the quiet grind was worth more than the fleeting flash. His career has been the ultimate refutation of the concept that success must be spectacular to be meaningful.
He may not be Waku Waku-san, but he is Anshin-san, the man of reliability. And in the volatile world of professional sports, reliability is arguably the rarest and most valuable commodity of all. If you appreciate the deep dives into the heart and soul of Japanese baseball, hit that like button, share this commentary with your fellow fans, and subscribe to 606 Prime News for more unfiltered NPB analysis. We've discussed his 170-win quest, but if you are his GM, would you rather have a guaranteed 15-win, 180-inning veteran like him, or a 20-win phenom whose body breaks down after 3 seasons? Let us know your thoughts on the value of endurance versus dominance in the comments below.